Hi everybody, so I'm going to start doing a series called Christina Cooks the World. And yeah, basically I want to cook food from all over the world. And the way we're going to do that is Jung is going to choose a country on the globe. And I'm going to try my best and make food that's from that country. And yeah, I would love to hear your suggestions and any pointers if you see something I did wrong. I really want to try and make it as authentic as I can so we can try food from all over the world. Everybody, as you saw in the clip earlier, I wanted to do a cooking series where I cook food from all around the world. My husband Jung and I really love to try different dishes and different cuisines from other cultures, and so we wanted to try this. Today's country is going to be Turkey. I've never been there before. So the three recipes I'm going to try today is the kafta kebab and the lahmacun, I think it's pronounced. If I pronounce that badly, let me know. I will put the words on the screen so you can see what I'm actually saying. And the last one is going to be garbanzo bean Turkish rice. And they all look super delicious. I hope you guys also try them. I will leave the recipes below. And there are a few websites that I'm getting these creations from and taking a few bits and pieces from their recipes. So I'll leave those below as well. Some of the ingredients I did have to substitute because we don't have that here. But I did some research and I got the closest one that I could. Okay, so for the lahmacun, I have to make some homemade pizza dough. So one that I found that looked really delicious and easy was the, I think it's called, let's see, Ricardo Cuisine Simple Pizza Dough. So I will put his link below. Okay, so for this recipe, you'll need 2 cups of white all-purpose flour to begin with. And then you need your sugar, which is 1 teaspoon of sugar. The next is you need salt, and I'm using pink Himalayan salt, and you need about 1 teaspoon of that. And next I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of quick rise yeast into warm water, and it's 1 cup of warm water. So before you pour this into the well, you want to wait until the yeast is dissolved. Okay, so now that we have the dough done, we have to make the meaty paste that goes on top. And so what you need first is 7 ounces of ground beef, which is in this bowl here. And then you're just going to put everything together in this bowl because we're going to blend it all. So now we just need some red pepper, and you can just roughly chop that. It doesn't have to be small. So red pepper, 1 shallot. Onions always make me cry, so I pre-cut all of the other onions, so hopefully these don't do the same. And now we need, it is 2 cloves of garlic, and 4 tablespoons of tomato paste, and we need about a handful of parsley. And I have a bowl of spices here, and I'm just going to list them off. They're all in this bowl. So we have 1 teaspoon of allspice, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika. And there is 1 teaspoon of Aleppo style pepper, but I couldn't find that, so I did some research and they said that I could also use a mild and sweet paprika, so that is in here as well, and you put it into the bowl. So these are all of your ingredients here. So we're just going to mix these together. Okay, so this is all of it mixed together, and I'm going to put it in the blender. Okay, so now that your dough has risen for about 30 minutes or so, it should have doubled the size like mine. So we're just going to take it out. It is a pretty sticky dough, so make sure that you have a floured surface. Okay, so here is our dough. Okay, so I just went ahead and rolled it out on the floured surface, and I'm just going to cut it into 4. And we want to roll it out into like a mini pizza. Okay, it takes a little bit of work to get these flattened and to stay big enough to put stuff on, so you may have to take a little bit of time for that, but they should look like this. And now we're just going to put on the paste that we blended up earlier. Okay, so at the end, they should look like this, and we're going to put them in the oven on 450 for about 7 minutes or until they're cooked well. So next we're going to be making the garbanzo rice pilaf. So far I have a half a cup of chopped and drained sun-dried tomatoes, and they recommend that you soak them for about 3 hours. And I also have half an onion and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're just going to saute them on the stove. Okay, so the last dish I'm going to make is the kafta kebab, and I'm using beef. They said that you can also use lamb. Yeah, so the recipe, I'm splitting it in half because it's just Jung and I and not a whole family. So first I'm starting with 1 pound of ground beef in this bowl here. And we're going to add half of a yellow onion. And then I'm going to add half a bunch of parsley. So I have 1.5 tablespoons of mild and sweet paprika. And I have half a tablespoon of sumac in here. And about 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So put that in. Then you want to mix it all together. Okay, so I just shaped them and now I'm going to cook them in some oil on the stove. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the sauce for the kebabs. So right now in my bowl I have half a tablespoon of sumac and I'm going to put in about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So that's good. And 3/4 cup of plain yogurt. Next, we want about a tablespoon of lemon juice, clove of garlic. Oh, I messed up. Okay, and next we need about 3/4 of a tablespoon of olive oil. So that's good. And you want to mix it all together. It smells really delicious. Okay, so it should look like this. And I'm just going to garnish with a little bit of parsley. I noticed that parsley seems to be a really popular ingredient in Turkish dishes. So yeah, I love parsley, so that's great. Okay, so how is it?
Oh, it tastes so good. I really like it.
Yeah?
I think the pizza is great. And the kebab I'm trying now is really good. Yeah, I really love them.
Good. So, what would you rate Turkish food out of 10?
10.
Good.
And my wife's cook is wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.